Sal, you agree with Barkley's comments on KD?
Nope. And Chuck the realist. But this is when keeping it real goes wrong. And he kept it so real, he went wrong. You know why? Because timing is everything. Let's talk about the timing of these conversations about Kevin Durant and these comments by Charles Barkley. Any coincidence that Kevin Durant right now on a low point, all of a sudden we want to go retroactively and lower what he achieved in Golden State? Yes. That's what's occurring right here, and that's why I have a problem with what Chuck is saying. Kevin Durant was clearly the reason that Golden State won those championships. You want to know why? Golden State says so. Golden State won 73 regular season games. Oh, my God, all-time record. Better than the Jordan Bulls, right? Beat their record of 72. 73 wins. Did they win the championship that year? Nope. What did they do that offseason to tell you what they needed? They went out and requested the services of Kevin Durant, acquired those same services for one reason and one reason only, postseason success. They had won a championship the year before, all of a sudden realized, man, we can't get over the hump despite winning more regular season games. Let's activate Kevin Durant to our squad. Kevin Durant on their team, they win championship, injuries to Kevin Durant and others, they don't win that championship. But in that postseason, the reason you went and got Kevin Durant for one reason and one reason over, to get over that championship hurdle once again, Kevin Durant outshined everyone on that team. No conversation who was the best two-way player. But let's look at these numbers as well. In the postseason when they won their first championship, 2017, Kevin Durant, 35 points. Steph, 26. Outshot Steph by 12% from the field, and outshot Steph by 8% from three. The greatest shooter of all time got outshot by a 7-footer? Yes. And it happened again the next year when they won the championship. So for someone to call Kevin Durant, who was the better of the two, as a two-way player, certainly, and then a better offensive player that got them the buckets, that got them over the hump to their championship once again, this is just bad timing. People are using the low point of Kevin Durant in this series and trying to go back and undress him for that success he had in Golden State.
Charles Barkley has never been more right about a statement he's ever uttered than the statements he uttered about Kevin Durant not being the bus driver. I will start with empirical data, and then I will back it up with my own opinion.
Let's go.
Empirical data. When Steph Curry and Kevin Durant played on the same team, Steph Curry, without Kevin Durant, the Warriors had a better record and a better winning percentage than when Kevin Durant played without Steph Curry. The empirical data lies before your eyes. When they played together, 131-37. When Steph played without KD, 27-4. When KD played without Steph, 23-17. The data speaks for itself, but if it does not speak, then I shall atone for what it lacks. Now, if Kevin Durant was the bus driver for the Warriors, then Kevin Durant could get in another bus and take that bus to the same destination of a title. Because historically speaking, we have seen that happen. Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant. Was Shaq the bus driver? Well, he left and he went to Miami and he won a title. Kobe Bryant. Was Kobe or Shaq the bus driver? Well, Shaq left and Kobe won a title. D-Wade. Was D-Wade the bus driver? Well, D-Wade won with Shaq and D-Wade won with Bron. LeBron. Was LeBron with the bus driver? Well, LeBron won with D-Wade and LeBron won with Kyrie. Historically speaking, Kawhi Leonard. Was Kawhi Leonard the bus driver? Well, Kawhi Leonard won in San Antonio with Timmy Duncan, and Kawhi Leonard went and won with Kyle Lowry. Was Tim Duncan the bus driver? Well, Tim Duncan won with David Robinson, and Tim Duncan won with Manu Ginobili, and Tim Duncan won with Tony Parker. If you are the bus driver, then you can leave, go elsewhere, and drive another bus. Or you can stay put, and the person who we might misconstrue as being the driver can leave, and you can still win. Steph Curry won with Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, then Steph Curry won with Kevin Durant. So Steph Curry has proven to be able to do what Kevin Durant cannot do. Steph Curry could win without KD, and Steph Curry could win without KD, and he could win with KD.
Oh, okay.
I look at it like this. Steph Curry has won titles without Kevin Durant.
No, title.
A title without Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant has won.
Plural. No.
Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant ain't won no title.
Rewind selector.
He ain't won none. So, Sal, I do not know if Kevin Durant can win without Steph Curry. But I know Steph Curry can win without Kevin Durant. It starts and it stops right there.
No.
So was Kevin Durant the bus driver for the Warriors? Absolutely not. Because if you were a bus driver, you can get into another whip, put it in drive, and get right back to the same destination. Shaq did. D-Wade did. Bron did. If you are a bus driver in this generation of basketball from the 2000s and on, what we have seen over a 2-decade sample size is you can get in another bus, or you can watch the person perceived to be the driver dip, and you can get right back there. KD ain't done it. KD wasn't a driver. He was a phenomenal player, but he wasn't a driver.
Okay. All right. Sometimes in life, you don't need examples. You don't need analogies. You don't need metaphors. You just need an experience. The problem with what you're saying, and it's all accurate, except a couple points, but those are minor points. You're using examples to prove that Steph Curry was the driver of that bus, when what we need is just their experience together. The same route, the same bus that they were on, and the same passengers, teammates. Now let's talk about Steph Curry and those 3 years with Kevin Durant. First year, Kevin Durant's Finals MVP, we know who's better. Second year, Kevin Durant's Finals MVP, we know who's better. Third year, KD gets hurt. In Game 5, Steph, you out here, Mr. Bus Driver, go get it. Same passengers, go get it. What's Steph do? What has Steph done since? So you give me examples. Now let's go into your examples, because they were really accurate, except these two. Shaq did it. Dwayne Wade did it. No, they didn't do it.
What you mean?
They were the driver. Shaq was the driver of Kobe in those first three.
Sir.
Then he went to Miami. He wasn't the driver. That was Dwayne Wade.
Sure.
Okay, let's go. Now, Dwayne Wade was the driver when he won in 06. When LeBron there, he wasn't the driver.
So here's the thing.
So all I'm saying is you're watching right now these examples of going from driver to passenger real fast, or co-captain, whatever you want to call it. But in Kevin Durant's case, all Kevin Durant in these 3 years, he was like, when we were together, 2 of those years, for sure, I was the driver. The third year, I was driving, got hurt. Hey, man, you already won one without me. This should be easy for you. I done took us all the way to Game 5, and Steph couldn't finish the deal. Why are y'all trying to drag Kevin Durant through the mud then because of what he's going through right now? I don't like that, dog. We got to keep it 1,000.
I will tell you why. Because the only way to properly, and I got to say this so y'all can hear it.
Okay.
The only way to properly and accurately assess Kevin Durant then is to understand what's going on now.
How?
Sel, let me talk in a language that you, of all people, will for sure understand because of your brilliance. Shout out Columbia. If you really want to understand something, you got to isolate a variable.
There we go.
You have to isolate a variable.
3 years.
Let me break it down like this.
3 years.
If the county city of Compton experiences no crime for a year, and then Marcellus Wiley moves into the county, and all of a sudden it has the highest crime rate for the next 2 years, and then as soon as Marcellus leaves, no crime again, we can associate, now that Marcellus is gone, that Marcellus had an impact on that crime rate. But you got to isolate a variable so you can understand what exactly was Marcellus's impact on the crime rate in Compton. I can't properly assess Kevin Durant in Golden State until he leaves Golden State. Because now that he's left Golden State, I can truly isolate the variable, which is Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, before getting to Golden State, no titles. Kevin Durant, after Golden State, no titles. Which leads me to believe Kevin Durant wasn't actually driving Golden State to a title. Because Golden State before Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, title. Golden State after Kevin Durant. No, I can't say if they're going to win a title this year, but they sure look a lot closer than the Brooklyn Nets. So now that we have isolated the variables, we do a better job of understanding just what kind of impact Kevin Durant was having on the Warriors as opposed to Steph Curry. But the reason you have to wait until now to talk about the then is because until you remove Kevin Durant from Golden State, you don't actually realize the impact he was having in Golden State. The floor is yours, sir.
The floor is mine, man. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, who was a passenger by these standards, his first 3 championships.
I do not think so.
Look,
but we don't know.
If it's only one wheel, who's driving? Shaq won 3 Finals MVPs. What are we doing here? Like, if we're not going to use objective standards, then we're just going to get into a likability conversation.
But a Finals MVP is not objective. You know that because a Finals MVP isn't necessarily based on empirical data. It's based off eyes. It's based off feelings. It's based off emotions. See no further than Andre Iguodala winning Finals MVP in 2015.
I'm not saying in absolutes. I'm saying this is the thing. When Kobe played with Shaq, look at the numbers. Shaq got him. When Shaq played with Dwayne Wade, look at the numbers. Dwayne Wade got him. When Dwayne Wade played with LeBron, look at the numbers. LeBron got him. And that's if we're going to have this conversation, look at KD when he played with Steph. KD got him.
No, but numbers don't tell the whole story.
So
and you know that because look at Kawhi in San Antonio, because Kawhi was not necessarily the most aggregate number-having player in San Antonio. Right. And then look at Iggy in Golden
State. You're giving me the anomalies, which is fine, but I'm going to give it to you like this. If KD wasn't so necessary, why y'all wanted him so bad? Why y'all go Hampton 5 on them? Let me tell you what happened. See, this is what everyone's skipping. They won a championship. They were champions. And the next year, in the regular season, they were better. And then they fell short because Steph had his struggles in that championship. All of a sudden, people started to say, look, there is a way to try and defend Steph Curry. Being physical, try to crowd him around, whatever it was. Point being, they didn't get over the hump. LeBron and them was able to beat them. We know what happened with Draymond, et cetera. Then they went on a mission to get someone. And here's what I think people skip over. When you acquire Kevin Durant, you may have acquired him to be like, all right, Steph, Klay, and KD, but that equation quickly turned to KD, Steph, and Klay. And he wins the finals MVP. He wins another one. They're on their way to a third straight championship, and Kevin Durant goes down. Now, let's activate the guy who is the driver. If he was the driver, he would have finished the deal, Steph Curry. He did not finish the deal that year for whatever reason you want to say. All I'm saying is we don't want to use the numbers. Fine. Now you don't want to use the fact that we know in dynamic who was the guy, who was the go-to guy on both ends of the court, as you always want to respect, defense as well. So where are we getting this from? It's just a likability conversation. People like Steph Curry more than Kevin Durant. So instead of letting what happened be cemented, we're trying to now uproot it. We're trying to now go back and fix something that is already known, that Kevin Durant was the better of the two players when they played for 3 years. I'm sorry to say it, bro, but even the accolades suggest that.
If we only assess based off subjective accolades, right? Because the MVP is subject to people's opinion. The MVP voting, as we're seeing this year in the regular season, the Joker will likely win MVP. And we know that the Joker is clearly not the best player in basketball. The MVP is a subjective award, and we have to look no further than two of the MVPs within a 4-year span. When Kawhi won in San Antonio, when Iggy won in Golden State. We're talking about two within a 4-year span. We know that the NBA MVP is a subjective metric. I cannot simply stand on the laurels of an MVP award to say, well, this player was better because he won finals.
Well, let's not do that. You're right. You know, I don't want us to go down a place you don't want to go. I want to go where you want to go, and then we win that way. Let's do it together. Let's use Steph against Steph. Okay. See, people don't understand why Steph and them boys jumped on that private jet to get Kevin Durant. Looking up to him, please, KD. Please, KD. Steph, in the finals, the year that they lost, 73-win season, let's talk about his postseason. Went from 30 points a game in the regular season down to 25. 5 points a game. This is Steph against Steph. Assists went down. Shooting went down. Three-point percentage went down. It went down. Steph was getting guarded differently, and they didn't win it all. But since he was protected by the championship they already won, people didn't see what Steph and those guys really needed. There's a difference between what you want and what you need. They didn't want Kevin Durant. They felt they needed him because Steph wasn't the same, and that was the driver. So then Kevin Durant becomes the driver. Y'all don't lose. Whenever he finally gets injured in Game 5, 2019, that's the first time y'all lose again. But Steph's the driver. Acho, help me out, dog. You win a championship. You're not protected for life. You're protected for that year. Next year, you don't win a championship. You're lesser, Steph. Then you go get KD. He's better. He's better. He's better. And he gets hurt, and you can't finish it. Now, make that make sense how Steph is the driver.
The only way I will make it make sense is very simply by looking at it like this.
Okay.
Steph without KD won a title. Okay. So Steph without KD has driven and we know can drive. Now that Kevin Durant is with Steph, we don't actually know. We're assuming that KD is the driver based upon statistics. But KD did what Steph had already done. So because Steph has gone to a title without Kevin Durant, I know Steph can drive. KD ain't gone to a title without Steph.
Yeah.
So we are assuming that KD can drive. That's the difference. I can rock with you by saying, I think KD can drive to a chip. But you have to rock with me and say, you know Steph can drive to a chip. If you want me to come on your side and say I think KD was a driver, bet.
Yeah.
Just make sure you come to mine and say you know Steph is a driver.
Oh, I know Steph could drive. I mean, look, it's facts. We have the evidence here. History shows it. Except when he had to go pick up that passenger to KD. KD got on the bus and said, hey, excuse me, come here. You sit over here. I'll drive this bus.